do a bunch of stuff, go ahead, feel free to start some music for yourself. If you like, we've got a nice core focused strength portion, which seems to be what we do on Wednesdays. And then we've got a nice little burner of a chipper at the end. I guess you would call it a chipper. 5 rounds for time. I guess you're chipping away at those rounds, right? Yeah. I'm gonna put on some music for myself because it just makes it feel like a thing. Let's go ahead and add some push-pull. Pulling the elbows back in space while doing that butt kicker can be really easy to start to arch, but really think about getting in control of your spine using this belt of muscle that you have built up over the course of your life. And especially here in virtual fitness, we've just been hammering your core, because we can. Can't do a lot of things, but we can hammer your core. And like I learned from Arnold Schwarzenegger last night when I watched his video, hammering on a sword is what makes it stronger. And we're all just getting stronger here as we're just being continually hammered. Not in like the, maybe more celebratory way. Oh my gosh. Let's just do one more each side. And then let's do some like step over the fence. Just get our hips nice and warm. One leg up and over, then the other. Nice. Let's just do one more each side. And then let's get into our ankles a little bit, just with some little like foot treads here, just coming up onto the ball of one foot and then the other. And while we're there, let's just roll the wrists out a little bit as well. We have some jump rope possibilities later in the workout. We have some jumping stuff right away in the warm up. Switch directions on that wrist roll. Maybe take it to tiger claw if you like that feeling. And just one more each side here. Woo, shake it out a little bit. Yeah. We have just a little chipper for our warm up here. We're gonna do it all together. Feel free to move faster or slower as you like. We're gonna do 8 slow sprawls. So that's gonna be a big stretch up, getting low, and you can do these elevated as well. Stepping back into a nice solid plank, and then coming back to standing. Elevated or all the way down to the floor. We're gonna do 8 of these, or I'm gonna do 8 of these. You should do however many you want to do in the time it takes me to do 8. Getting nice and low in that squat, and then controlled step out to that plank is a great idea. Trying to avoid like just a rounded or a really wide stance. Kind of force yourself to get into this like tight crouch at the bottom. Maybe switch which foot goes back first. And I'm on my last one here. And then we've got 20 jumping jacks. I'm not going to do jumping jacks first thing. I'm just gonna do some little tap outs. We get 3 rounds of this, so feel free to do whatever feels right first. I just like a little bit more shoulder warm up, a little bit more ankle warm up before I start bouncing around at 6 a.m. It's just me. Can increase that intensity a little bit by just stepping side to side. Nice. I think I'm probably getting close to 20. And then we're gonna do 8 jumping lunges is what's written, but let's just start with some step back lunges. Get into your nice long lunge stance. Work towards the bottom of that position. Other side. If you want to, after a couple of these, if you start feeling good, you can always hop to standing and then drop to your lunge. That's a good kind of bridge between a stepping lunge and a jumping lunge. Pop and drop lunges. That's what I call these. Otherwise, just keep that step going. work on that control through that whole range of motion and the transition. All right, I think that's probably 8. Let's head back to the top for those 8 sprawls again. Full extension, getting into a nice low crouch. Take a moment in your plank. Try to alternate which foot steps back first. And remember, you do not have to do the same number of reps. You can just work for time here. And on to 20 jumping jacks. Again, that tap out or step out variation is there for you. You can also do some single jumps where you're landing nice and soundly on each of them versus that bounce back ball of the foot. Oh, Elizabeth was there and then she signed she had to go. Baby's awake. Jumping lunges, 8 of them, 4 per side. Again, continue to step back or step forward as you like. Hop to standing, drop to lunge is making that a little more dynamic. And then the full jump switch is another option here. Getting a bit more dynamic. Great. Hey, last round, 8 sprawls. Slow sprawls. Try to really stabilize that squat when you're coming out. Squeeze yourself into strong, braced core position at the bottom before coming out. Maybe you really think about setting your feet right under your knees. I'm hitting 8 here. Into those 20 jacks. Nice, everybody. And then we're back into those 8 jumping lunges. Nice long stance. Make sure if you are jumping that your lunges continue to look really nice and strong. Pop and drop or jump switch shouldn't affect the quality of your lunge. Oh, and then when you have finished that, do some casual butt kickers. Yes, grab a sip of water. Prepare yourself for some core. We're gonna get right into it. We have 4 familiar moves. We're gonna do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're gonna do that 5 times. Side plank to elbow plank to other side plank to hand plank to glute bridge hold. Let's just get into it. We know what we're doing. I'll show the most scaled back version I can. Know that you could do these elevated either on a wall or on some other elevated surface if you needed to. 20 seconds of side plank on your first side. You can be on the side of the knee. I like to have that foot go straight back so that I'm not putting weird pressure on the side of my knee. 20 seconds, here we go. Nice and tight, tailbone up through the top of the head lengthened, making your neck feel long is ideal here. That shoulder is gonna squeeze back away instead of creeping up or collapsing. It's just 20 seconds, so we wanna be real on here. Nice. 3, 2, 1, little break. We're switching to elbow plank, going in 4, 3, 2, 1. Big butt squeeze. Squeezing in around the mid and low back. I'm on my knees. and forearms. Nice, looking good. Nice, Kira, nice. Organized spine. 2, 1, getting ready for other side plank. Again, knee or feet. 2, 1, go for it. Aaron, I notice you're already going for that hand down by the hip, adding just a little bit more pressure to that core. Arm going overhead kind of cantilevers you, taking a little bit of pressure off, so you can play around with that. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to get into hand plank. We want to make sure we're like sort of screwing our hands into the floor. So fingers more or less straight forward and then screw into the floor. 2, 1, go for it. Otherwise, everything the same. Shoulders are pressing down towards the floor. I like to go big toes touching, personally. If big toes are touching, that gives you so much more power with your glutes to support this. Something to think about. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to flip on over for the last movement, which is glute bridge hold. First thing we want to do is get really tight through the middle. Actually float your tailbone up first. Hold on to that tightness in the middle, then squeeze up. Go. From here, if you want a little more, you can do some little pulses. Small movement, just really doubling down on that glute activation at the top. But really think about keeping a nice, solid brace through the midsection, like someone's about to toss you a pumpkin. 2, 1. Hey, let's do it all again. Side plank, first side, ready, go. There's breaks, but they're short. If you want different, you can stretch long with that top arm and leg. It's just different. It's not necessarily harder or easier. All of these are good possibilities. 2, 1, rest. Elbow plank coming up in 3, 2, 1, squeeze. Same thing here, shoulders should be pressing down towards the floor, arching across the upper back, butt tight, front tight, and big toes touching will allow you to get a little more power out of your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Setting up for side plank, other side. You can always do your side plank from the hand as well. Not necessarily harder or easier, just different. Ready, go. Nice. Looking strong, everyone. Nice, strong, long supported lines. Good choices here. 3, 2, 1. Setting up for that hand plank. Going in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch long. Knees or heels out through the top of the head. Navel squeezes up and in. Head stretches out long. Chin slightly tucked. 2, 1. Flipping over for those glute bridge holds. Heels squeeze in. Remember, tight through the front. Tailbone floats first. Ready, go. Pulses or whatever. Just holding that squeeze at the top while holding that squeeze through the front will be challenging here. 3, 2, 1. Back to the top, side plank. It's the middle round. I like 5 rounds. It feels good to have a middle round. Ready, go. Beautiful, everyone. Nice, Kira. Nice alignment. Nice, Smart. Nice alignment. Nice and strong. Nice, Aaron. I can have a good view of your top to bottom alignment there. Looking really good. Same Nate, looking good. 2, 1. Getting ready for elbow plank here. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Nice. Good activation, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Side plank, other side. We're going for quality, not quantity here. 3, 2, 1, get it. If you need more quantity though, because your quality is just outstanding, feel free to shorten those breaks. If you need a little break in the middle to really reset and be strong, that's another great option. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand plank. Makes me think of hand pie, delicious. Hand pies. 3, 2, 1. Speaking of British bake-offs, oh, a hand pie. Pretty much got to make them yourself if you want something good here in the stateside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glute bridge hold. Isn't that just what you want to picture in your mind, is a nice hot hand pie when you're working your core super hard? 2, 1. Squeeze up front of the body nice and tight. Pulses if you need a little bit of something to keep your mind busy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, just 2 more. Last 2 here. Side plank in 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze long. Now it is likely that your mind is starting to wander. The attention to detail is starting to falter a little bit. That is okay. That is to be expected. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do your best. Try to have that sense of lengthening and squeezing in towards the spine. Elbow plank in 3, 2, 1. Try to keep breathing. If you do find yourself sort of losing that beautiful activation, perfect form, just take a moment, reset, and get back to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbow plank, other side. We are calling on our central nervous system in a big way here to keep these holds supported. 2, 1, get it. So even though our muscles might be able to do this all day, some of that control, motor neuron activation can limit us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand plank. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Screwing the hands into the floor. Elbow pits pointed forward. Long tailbone up to the top of the head. 3, 2, 1. Glute bridge hold. I'm getting a little sweat on. 3, 2. Squeeze the tailbone up first. Stay tight through the middle. Nice. Beautiful, everyone. Nice, solid neutral through the hips. Excellent. 2, 1. Last round. Last round. Side plank. 2, 1. Last time on this side. Last round, best round. Go for your highest quality, most supported, perfectly squeezed in, tight like a tiger, as some might say. 2, 1. Who says that? It's one of those Austin Powers villains. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. Long. Ten seconds here. 4, 2, 1. Last side plank on the other side. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice, Kira. Good position. Nice, Mark. Good attention to detail. Nice, Nate. Beautiful stillness. Thanks, Aaron. Looking strong, Beth. I know you're working hard down there, even though I can't see you. 3, 2, 1. I think I got a little thumbs up there. Hand plank. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, stretch long, big toes together. It's a fun option. You can kind of play around with how it feels to be just a few inches apart versus together. Makes a big difference in what your butt is able to do in terms of supporting this position. 3, 2, 1. Glute bridge hold for the win. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tight around the mid and low back. Pulses if you want it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha ha. Ah, beautiful. Now that we've just hammered your core once again, now you're ready for a workout, right? That's what you want. You want your core just to feel like hot jelly right before you get into like a really intense workout. All right, we've got 5 rounds for time of some dozens. We have 1 dozen push press. So you're gonna probably wanna wait for that. If you have a single heavy weight and that's what you're working with, great. You would do maybe 6 and 6. You could switch sides. Push press, remember, we're trying to just dip that like inch. We don't really want to get into like a squat situation. We want to build power in this short range of motion. Knees pressing out slightly, because otherwise the default is that they just collapse in, and this is not a position we want to reinforce. So send those knees out towards the pinky toes just a little bit, staying perfectly vertical from the tailbone out through the top of the head. Press. You can always slow return, dip drive, or catch pop. Obviously, one of those is going to be faster than the other, but you also have to be sort of ready for that. Do some overhead warm up here for just a moment. If you're practicing that movement, great. Otherwise, just make sure you get your arms in the air a little bit to prep yourself. Single or double weight there, either switching at 6 or whatever. And we have 2 dozen walking lunges, so a dozen per side. Most of us don't have a ton of room to walk, but you don't need that much room, as I'm displaying right here. But that's weird because my one leg doesn't ever move, and that's probably going to lead to some weird imbalance. So stepping forward or stepping back lunges are there for you as well. If you wanted to hold weights for that, great. And we have 48, so 4 dozen double unders, single unders, or jump rope substitution. So just start doing some calf raises, big toes touching. Again, why would we do something like that? Maybe you felt what difference that can make in the ability of your glutes to support your core. Also, it just gives them a place to go so they don't end up sort of wandering around and leading to some instability. So this is a great place to be. Maybe don't do 48 slow calf raises, or we will be here all morning and we'll be like, all right, peace out. Good luck. You're in round 2. I gotta go, or whatever. So, you know, you would do as many as you would feel were appropriate of this. You could also do single hops, really being in control of that landing, rebounding hops. Here I see you doing a little sprint in place, great. Single leg instead of double. And of course, if you do have a jump rope and room to use it, single unders or double unders as you like. And you can always train that timing with some little taps on your legs to sort of replicate that timing. All right, 5 rounds for time. But you know, it's gonna take as long as it takes. And we only have, you know, officially 10 minutes, unofficially 15 minutes. So I'm gonna put 15 minutes on the clock set. Let me call out those numbers again. We've got 1 dozen push press, 12 push press. We've got 2 dozen walking lunges or whatever kind of lunge you want to do. We have 4 dozen double under, single under, or jump rope substitution. We are doing 5 rounds. Feeling good? Got your music cranked? You're ready to bust this out? All right, make good choices, modify as you need to. Safety first. Exercise is dependent on stability and safety. Let's do this. I'm gonna have this count up, starting in 10, push press, in 4, 3, 2, 1, get it, 12 push press. "24 walking lunges." You could do supported split squat as well. If doing step in, step out does not feel good for this many, split squat is always a good option. That's a lot of lunges. Nice. And then remember, 48 of something. Do what feels right. You can always change through the rounds to something else. Nice, everybody. Looking good. Take your time, break up your work as you need. Everybody is on track for something like a 10-minute finish here. Nice, good work, everybody. Yes, middle round. Let's get it. Nice, looking good, everybody. Nice, strong, powerful hops, Beth. Nice, Mart. Way to work that timing. Nice, Kira, fast, looking good. Nice, Aaron, strong on those lunges. Same, Nate, good power, good depth. Good, strong, everyone. Oh, shoelace got me. Nice, everyone's on a really strong pace. Make it sustainable while working hard. Y'all are looking great. Nice, Aaron, good control. Nice speed, pace, control, everyone. Yes. Finish strong, buddies. Woo. Nice, everybody. Yes. Beth, are you just doing bonus round here? Yeah, okay. I was like, did I completely lose track? Nope, we're there. We're there, finish strong. Almost, almost under 10. Nice, finish strong here. Yeah. Woo. Well done, everybody. Grab a quick drink. Whatever you need to do. Oh, that's fun.
Is it weird that I'm jealous that you were able to do double unders and I can't at my house?
Not weird at all. No, it's
double under jealousy. It's a thing now.
Yep. It's a thing now. It's totally a thing now. All right, we have a mobility is couch stretch today. So let's think about couch stretch a little bit. My mobility guru, Kelly Starrett, says there are 3 phases to couch stretch. Phase 1 is here, getting into tabletop, getting that knee real close to the wall. And then from there, just this amount of extension through the hip might be enough to pull our backs into extension. And so even just being here, just working towards that neutral low back and pelvis situation might be all the stretch we need for the front of our hip and thigh. So that's phase 1. Beautiful. If this is where you're at, great. There's really what you can do here is what you can do at any phase, which is push this foot into the wall pretty hard to activate those muscles that you're trying to stretch. And then releasing that and doubling down on tucking that tailbone under. I'm a mobility expert and I can find some stretch here. If I tuck my tailbone under, draw my navel in, I can feel that on the front of the hip. So phase 2 is getting that other foot up front, but staying low. That's gonna crank the pelvis under mechanically and allow you to have a little bit more of a neutral spine without quite as much work. But it's also turning up the dial on how much those hip flexors are pulling on the pelvis and low back. So you still have to be working pretty hard to reverse that. Same thing, though, we can press our foot into the wall or couch or whatever we're using, turning on the quads as we press in there, deep breath into the hips. Long, slow exhale as we then release that tension and try to turn on that counter rotation in the pelvis, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the navel in. So that's phase 2. Of course, phase 3 is arms overhead, shoulder blades flat to the wall. I'm not there anymore. I might have been close to that at some point. So having something nearby to help you sort of move from phase 2 to phase 2.25 or something can be helpful, whether that's a chair or whatever. But all along, thinking about that active contract relax, where we're pressing back, activating the quads, deep breath into the hips, long, slow exhale, and then tucking the tailbone under. And just playing around with that, getting a little bit higher. But at some point, things are gonna get really irritated. Not in like a irritation, inflammation kind of a sense, but just in like psychologically, your tissues are gonna start wearing on you to say, no more. So coming out of that stretch for a beat and sort of noodling around down here, whatever you need to do, and then getting back into it is great. Because just hanging out here in like a hard stretch for 2 minutes, which is what we should be doing, is unreasonable. It's unreasonable. So turning it on and off as much as possible. The other thing we can do to modify this is getting that back knee up on something. So in this case, this is now even less practical. Oh no, actually more practical. I don't know, let's see. So replicating like a couch. Oh yeah, I could get here. I would still want something out front to help to brace against, to pull my navel back in. But this is a lot easier than that phase 2, but harder than that phase 1. So this is a good bridge of doing this up on something. It could be a chair, it could be an actual couch. It could just be books stacked near the corner where you're putting your knee down. And then you can sort of incrementally work your way down to get into more and more of a stretch. So there we go. Whew. This was a timely bit of class. If you had your time, if you still had time to spend today, you might think about maybe foam rolling your quads, cross the muscle fibers for, I don't know, a solid like 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then spend 2 minutes in couch stretch on each side. That's a recipe for success right there. If your low back is hurting because you are kind of pulling yourself into this position all day, it's like, this is better than this, right? Kind of. Kind of. This, like, if I have to sit up tall, so I'm just like cranking my erectors, but my hip flexors are in this position. It's not necessarily going to do you favors when you go to stand up. Not that this is like a better position to work in all day, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. So, but yeah, couch stretch, quad smash, couch stretch can really help with that, especially if you're having low back pain as a result of sitting. Hitting that 3 times a week for the 3 to 5 smash, 2 minute stretch on each side, it'll change your life. It's my Coach Garrett guarantee. Quad smash, couch stretch will change your life if you do it. There you go. All right, everyone, feel free to unmute yourself, sign off. If you just want to stay doing the amazing mobility stuff that you're doing, give a wave or whatever. Yeah. No rush, no rush. By some miracle, we end